Hi, I'm Sarah from the Lost Peatlands Project. Today I'll be telling you a little bit about the project and inviting you to undertake some peat bog activities. The project has an exciting opportunity to work with 7 local schools. We'll be delivering outdoor learning activities and supporting schools to develop their grounds for teaching and biodiversity. So to get you thinking about peatlands before we visit your school, have a go at doing the peat bog activities in this video. So for our first activity, take a look at the photographs of our project area coming up and see if you can write down some amazing adjectives and super similes to describe what it's like. Remember that adjectives are describing words. So for example, you might describe the moss as spongy. And similes compare one thing to another using the word like or as. So you could say the moss is as soft as a pillow. See how many words you can come up with. Hopefully you came up with some exciting words. Why not have a go at writing a poem using your words? Or you could make a picture and label your picture with the words you came up with. For our second activity, I'm going to show you how to bake a bog. So here's my peat bog. As you can see, it's made up of 2 halves. On the left-hand side, we have peatland not in great condition. There's a drainage channel washing away the peat, tree stumps and fallen branches. And on the right-hand side of my cake is restored peatland. There's some special plants called cotton grass, sundews and sphagnum moss. Peat is formed by moss slowly decomposing. And finally, a bog pool. Wales has a cool, wet climate and there needs to be plenty of water for bogs to form. Peat bogs are important habitats for some special species such as water vole, bats, butterflies, adders, green tiger beetles and nightjars. And peat can store vast amounts of carbon, so they are an important habitat for tackling climate change. So let's get started. You'll need to download the recipe, so pause the video to do that. Get an adult if you need one, and don't forget to wash your hands. It's best to pause the video so you can complete each step. First, preheat your oven. Collect all the equipment you need to bake. And make sure you have all the ingredients. Now grease and line a rectangular cake tin. Into a mixing bowl add your flour, sugar, salt and cocoa powder and mix these dry ingredients together. Add margarine or soft butter to your dry ingredients and rub it in until you end up with breadcrumbs. This does take some time. In a separate bowl, beat the eggs with the evaporated milk and vanilla essence. Stir the egg mixture and water into the dry ingredients and beat well. Place the mixture into your cake tin and bake for about 30 to 35 minutes. Grease and line 2 square cake tins. In a mixing bowl, cream together butter and sugar with an electric whisk. Slowly whisk in eggs and vanilla essence. Sieve in flour a little at a time and fold into the mixture. Pour half the mixture into one of the cake tins. Add green food dye to the rest of the mixture and pour that into the second cake tin. Bake both for about 30 minutes. For the buttercream, you'll need to mix butter and icing sugar. Add blue food dye to the mixture. Now we can begin to build our peat bog cake. First, take your chocolate sponge layer. This represents the peat. Now spread on the blue buttercream icing. This represents the water table. The water table must be high in order for moss to be able to grow. Place your green sponge and plain sponge on top. You may need to trim them down a bit. And finally, decorate both sides of your peat bog cake. Now this does make a huge cake, so don't forget to share it with your family. Take a look at our social media pages for more information on other events that are happening this week. Please send us a photograph of your cake, poem or picture. And if you don't fancy making a cake, perhaps you could build a bog from natural materials in your garden, or possibly even out of Lego. Have fun!